Hey, a great Tuesday evening. It is an amazing evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas. Actually a beautiful night. It's not too hot. It rained throughout the day, here and there, not everywhere, and it's an all-out great day, right, Maggie?
Yeah. Sorry, I heard somebody walking by, and I was wondering who it was.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Miss Katie.
I love Katie.
Hello, Katie.
And good evening. Good
Katie
evening.
is 10. I don't know how much you've seen of the show. 11? 12?
No, she's young. She's younger. I would say she's like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah, but she does her best to always be the first one on the show. Besides Joe
Oh,
I was
really?
Rodriguez,
going to say, where's Joe?
he's right there.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Good evening, good evening, good evening at Miss Lamas. Good evening, good
So,
evening.
does Mr. Dang it, Taboda,
Carlos Tabuada.
Taboada, Taboada, does Mr. Taboada know how rude you are?
And Maggie's the one that has a doctor's degree.
Yeah, see, he's
Can't
insulting.
even say Tabuada.
Yeah. So, do you know how rude he is? What do you know? So, you just like blow him off. Tíralo
Yes,
al
I
león.
understand.
He knows.
Okay.
We're friends.
That's why I'm
Despite
wondering how good of a friends you are.
I
How
think
much
we're
you've
pretty
been
good.
hanging around.
We've eaten off the same plate.
Yeah, but that's a common thing to do now.
It's actually true. Finally, Maggie says a true thing. One of the things that I grew up with is, Papa was really like, "No me toques la comida, no me toques la comida," And it's like as you're getting older, like in these days, like, I mean, we're all grabbing at each other's food, but
But also in restaurants, like it wasn't common for you to get one plate and two people were going to share it.
yeah, because we're Mexican, we're fat.
No, I felt like it was more uppity, like you weren't supposed to be sharing plates.
No, Papa era de esos de que like it's very like protective of his food, like mi comida, mi comida. And we were brought up by my grandmother. My grandmother was more of like everybody eats off the same plate, so it's kind of a weird cultural thing. As that now, I mean, I've always eat off everybody else's plates. I
Yes, you do, but that's something else, I think.
Carlos, are you okay with the people eating off your plate?
What's that?
Are you okay with people eating off your plate?
Well, I had an experience recently, 2 weeks ago, where we went to. I don't know if you heard of Puerta Madero.
Puerta Madero.
It's a Mexican like steakhouse, kind
Hmm.
of fancy, and
In
everybody
Brown,
kind of just ordered for the center, and we cut up different meats, and we got from the oyster there and getting the cheese, and everybody just kind of shared. um really expensive tab, but it was just sharing, so I don't have a problem with that.
what what town is it in?
It was in Cancun,
Oh, okay.
Oh, perdón.
but I think they have it in Mexico City, in Monterrey.
¿Cómo se llama?
Puerto Madero.
Puerta Madero.
I'm going to look for it. The place that I had seafood in Puerto Vallarta and in Monterrey was the one that they were accusing the people of being racist. Do you remember that one?
The
Um,
Sonora, I think it is.
Sonora, the Sonora, and yeah, that one. That one.
Yeah.
They have amazing food.
Where's that one at?
Just said it, Maggie. Puerto Vallarta and Monterrey.
Oh, that's another thing.
But
I
they
don't
have
pay
one in
attention to half
Cancun
of what he
too. I
says.
saw one in Cancun.
Mande?
I saw one in Cancun too.
Yeah, it's all over the country at all the nice niche little places. Let me tell you, they got some amazing good. And Monterrey está allá en San Pedro. San Pedro is like the richest area in all of Latin America per capita. Some of the richest, one of the richest concentration, the greatest concentration of wealth in all Latin America is in San Pedro, Monterrey. It's amazing, but
Okay,
they do have Sonora.
so what's the story on they were being called racist?
Apparently there were some individuals that were dressed a little bit no tan bien, and they were more of the Indian Indian featured Hispanics, and they went into the store and into the restaurant, and they were treated not too well, and they were made to leave. So they blasted them on social media in Mexico in regards to them being selective in regards to the people that were going in there. So it was kind of trippy because I took my dentist and the three kids. I took them to Sonora, and hombre, we were treated like como que si éramos los reyes, o I go like, ay, o a lo mejor conocen a Erasmo Castro en Monterrey, pero y luego pensé, dije, no, a lo mejor dicen, Mendigo indio, hay que tratarlo bien."
Yes, I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, you would. Good evening, good evening. Shoots barbacoa Sundays. Everyone le entra. Shoots barbacoa. Le entra.
Yeah, everybody's picking at the middle of the plate.
Hell yeah. Good
You get
evening.
the tortilla, and you just grab the meat from the.
Oh yeah, you don't even need. Yeah, you don't even need a. You just grab on like that. Good evening. I'm not. I told you, Maggie. Hey, Katie, I guessed it right. Not Maggie. Maggie doesn't know anything. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So, Carlo is one of our attorneys here in the city of Brownsville. Actually, I think you specialize in immigration law. Is that correct?
Yep, I do.
Oh, good. But is there? And I know a lot of times, a lot of attorneys they tend to focus on a certain branch of immigration, and then others they'll go both ways. Like a lot of people. But uh, in in reference to a law, you just stay on immigration.
Well, I concentrate on the family side of immigration and deportation, not so much the business side. But with that comes along issues of criminal defense and family law. So it, we do help with those issues.
Let me ask you one of the things that I've seen, and I'm not going to mention any names because I like most of the attorneys here in Brownsville. There's one guy I can't stand. I'm not going to say his name, Nat Perez, pero that's the point. But everyone else, I'm okay with. But let me say, one of the things that I've seen, and I don't know if you've noticed, is that all of a sudden, like even individuals that were specializing on in one part of the law, all of a sudden they're all going for accidents. Is it because it's easier, it's easy, or because Brownsville drivers are so horrible? There's just a lot of accidents. Pero como que todo de repente, if you're in an accident, if you hit an 18 wheeler, give me a call. Is it just like
Well,
more
it,
than?
it it's. I mean, I think it's always been that way. It's always been that way. I mean, I've been practicing 10 years, and pretty much everybody I've known has always said, "I will take accidents because it can be lucrative, and if it depends on how much effort you want to put into it, it could be not so much work for a decent amount of money. So if you get a good amount of those cases going on, you can mix it up with it's kind of the income streams, right? The accidents will leave you more money, but it takes a while
To come in.
to complete them, as opposed to something else like criminal defense where you can get paid, you know, on the spot when they hire you, or immigration, they pay the fee there. So it's two different types of income streams. Um, and I think everybody just kind of wants to have a little bit of extra income. I've never known anybody not to say, I'm not going to go take accidents. They
Oh,
usually.
okay. No. And David was saying, "Who quién es este vato?" Can't see. And then when he saw your name, he goes, "Oh, he's the vato that likes Beto." People have seen your post, my man.
Oh, what post is that? I haven't. Sorry.
Maggie.
Look
I
at
thought
the face.
I thought you followed all the liberals around here in town.
Because I'm not liberal.
You are very liberal. Mr. Tawada, is your father an eye doctor? If so, he's freaking awesome, sir. Sorry for going off topic.
Yes, that's my dad in Matamoros.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not know.
Hey, is it that they used to be animal ambulance chasers, and then one guy came up with a really good commercial, and so then they all the other ones said, hey, this is a good idea, let's just do these commercials? Is that why we suddenly see all these?
Well, no, there was restrictions on advertising that changed. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
Okay,
Let
that's
me tell you.
because
why.
recently, so for a while it was like, if you've been hit by an 18 wheeler, give us a call. You saw a bunch of those, but lately I've seen like, if you fell at a house, I mean, if you fell in a store, there was something that's kind of coming out there that I thought, okay, that's the new thing they're going to start going after.
No, let me tell you. Some of the commercials out there that I've seen for attorneys. I mean, some of them really really suck. Like like Alex Begum. Alex, you got to stop this crap about the lie giant, and you're looking like Godzilla walking through the city. Those commercials suck. And I like Alex. Alex is a friend of mine. I wear some of Alex his sacos, his coats. But God, those commercials suck. They're horrible.
Well, that makes sense now that the way to advertise changed because the
Well,
policies changed or the restrictions changed.
you can't be
Yeah.
an ambulance chaser. But
You
more than
can't.
anything, you can't be an ambulance chaser. More than anything, the law giant and Mendigo Chaparro. No, he is kind of tall. Alex is tall. I know because again, I wear his jackets. I wear the his used jackets. I bought them at a thrift store. But no, no, I just can't stand the commercials. Every time I see it, I cringe. Like, oh, Alex, why are you doing this? It's just so horrible. But everyone's going into a lot of the commercials out there, which is like, I guess I think everyone is following the route of Brian Longcar,
Mm-hmm.
the long arm of the law,
Mm-hmm.
right? Remember Brian Longcar?
Yeah.
He died, right?
So when I make my commercials, I'm gonna have him come and consult you to see what.
Yeah, I'll do them. I won't even charge you. I'll do them for free.
Oh,
And he'll be rude
okay.
about it too, but you'll get to the point.
But he'll get a
As
point
long
across.
as we get a good product out that Erasmo likes, then we're gonna be good to go.
I'll be on them. And
You got to get that phone number too, quick.
yeah, what rich white resident Cirolos get special services, Indigenous Latinos get treated like second class citizens? Who would know? Hasn't it always been like that? Yeah. Again, I don't remember the specifics of the case. It just it was just not very good. A large giant Mendigo Chaparro. He's tall. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. In regards to immigration law, let me say, one of the things that I've noticed downtown, and I think we talked about this a little bit, is the great influx of individuals that are coming over because of our open border. Uh, thousands, thousands of people, are housed here at the garage, the parking garage downtown. Thousands, and it was kind of trippy because I would say nomás por decir, hombre, there's thousands of people out there, and I said, like, well, I've seen a lot. No, now I've seen thousands of people out there. What's your take on all these folks, being housed in our downtown, who are here, without the proper legal documentation?
Well, I'm gonna have to push back on this open borders thing because that that is absolutely not true. There's no such thing as open borders. I don't know about the situation regarding their housing. The amount of people that end up staying here in Brownsville, a lot of the times, I mean, it's probably temporary because they 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 uh, they come here to the point of entry, which would be the bridge, seeking asylum. So to begin with, that's a legal avenue that they have to come seek asylum to the United States. So if they are in the United States awaiting to get their asylum case adjudicated, then they're here legally because that's something that they can legally do. That
Well,
so there's this distinctions because the people that cross not at a point of entry and uh, are not seeking asylum, then okay, that person is here illegally, but not just because they're coming across a border and they don't have a status yet means that they are here illegally.
You saw the video that came out in regards to all those people here under the bridge in Del Rio. I mean, there was thousands and thousands of individuals on there. Uh, I mean, they walked across, just walked across. They didn't go through a checkpoint. They just walked across, and then they all congregated under the bridge. And by after a while, then they started to to surround them. But my biggest concern is especially with the amnesty thing. There is a very, very small percentage of these individuals that are actually going to qualify for amnesty. Is that correct?
For asylum,
Yeah, I'm sorry, asylum. Yes.
uh, yeah, it's pretty difficult to win an asylum case. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Because one of the things, and actually, and I get asked this question a lot because I go to Mexico almost every day because I go marry people on the bridge. And I get asked these questions by a lot of the folks out there, like, "Hey, ¿cómo le hago?" Okay. And of course, I always send them, "Háblele a Carlo. Carlo is give you the most information," because I have no clue or concept of it. But what I do say is, guys, apply. But again, the threshold in regards to the individuals that are actually getting approved for
asylum,
asylum, right? I don't know.
yeah,
You know why I call it amnesty? Because I was born and raised during the 1985-86, the amnesty years during the
yeah.
Reagan administration. And I
You
mean,
were
y'all
born?
y'all agree that Ronald Reagan was one of the greatest presidents we ever had, right? Thanks, I appreciate that. But uh,
Did you just say you were born in 1986?
no, I was born in 1987.
67.
It's it's like
64.
that picture that the Brownsville Herald put of the 32-year-old man that got arrested for strangling
But it's
his
was it? And,
common law,
oh,
but he looked like he was like 62 or 52.
did you see
That's
the,
kind of like
you see the picture of the 22-year-old that got busted for? Remember I sent you that one, Maggie? Getting busted for drug use, and
And
she
it was
looked
like,
like 70.
yeah, okay. I thought that's the one you guys were talking about right now.
No, it's another one. I know which one Carlos is talking about, but it's a guy that I think he was strangling his kid, right, or something, or his
his wife.
girlfriend, his
Yeah, yeah.
girlfriend or living girlfriend, and he was strangling her. And the guy, the age said 32, and the guy looked like 64 or something. Like, what the hell? Stop using drugs, people.
But did the one that you sent me, was she really that young or was that a typo?
No, I actually doctored that one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was trying to teach you a lesson to get off drugs.
I haven't been on drugs ever.
Since when?
Ever.
Mm. Let me say,
I'm
no,
the first one to admit I used to drink a lot, but not drugs. I was afraid I'd like them, so I didn't try them.
oh.
That was my biggest fear, was that I'd get hooked.
Yeah, you lost me at their close. Plenty of boots on ground disagree with you. Plenty.
Okay.
Let's see. Maggie, Alisa found your book, but she decided to keep it. Have a good evening, you all.
As long as she found it, because she kept telling me she didn't have it. So I was right. Sorry.
It's not Carlos, it's Carlo.
Oh, yeah. I was going
You're
to say,
right,
can I
you're
say?
right. How many of them do you think try to come over and sucker a citizen into marry them?
Zero.
Yeah, well, and let me tell you, if anyone out there that comes over here illegally or with asylum and needs to get married,
Wrong way.
956-572-1899.
He's always trying to make money, Mr. Tabola.
As long as
Taboada.
it's a bona fide marriage, as long as it's bona fide, that means that
Yeah,
it's a real marriage, right?
yeah, it has to be a real
It'll be
marriage.
all right.
But again, one of the things, and even then, if people, well, I'll ask you this because I heard about this. Even if people, let's say they come over here and they come over here illegally, uh, seeking asylum, and they do find someone to marry, but they didn't enter the country with a proper documentation. Then, Carlo, these people still have to go back to the consulate of the American consulate in their country. Is that correct, or do they qualify after getting married to immigrate here in the United States while they're here.
No, somebody that enters without permission uh, and marries somebody in the United States, a U.S. citizen, they have to go to their country to get the visa. That's where they're gonna get it. And at that moment, there's a penalty that they have to. They're not gonna be back. They're not gonna be allowed back into the country depending on how long they stayed in the United States without being documented. But you can get a waiver for the certain situations. So
Okay.
it's not automatic, but it's an extra step that you have to.
So then, if I'm understanding you correct, and again, you're the expert. So I understand correctly. Anyone who entered the country legally has an opportunity to s- to to fix
Adjust their
their
status.
to fix their status, to adjust their status while here in the United States.
Hmm.
But if you entered the country without proper documentation and you marry, let's say, like David says, you marry an American citizen because you entered without proper documentation, you still have to go back to your country to finalize your process. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you would say that it's not a great idea for people to cross into this country legally.
No, no, I never encourage anybody to cross illegally.
Good. Yeah.
I was gonna say he didn't say that to begin with.
Huh?
I was gonna say he didn't say that to begin with.
No, no, but again, but then if individual, and because we're talking about individuals that have come in supposedly seeking asylum, that only a very few number actually qualify for asylum. These
No.
individuals,
Well, see, the results is something completely different from what they actually put forward. They believe that they are seeking asylum. They come and they put their story forward, and whether they have evidence or they don't have evidence, and whether they're credible or not credible, that's up to uh, that gets decided through the process, through the judge, etc. Right? So. Um, Not because a lot of asylums don't get granted, not because a lot of asylums don't get granted, means that those people are just kind of um, making stuff up or just coming and oh well, I'm seeking asylum. It's different than that.
yeah. So,
It's a lot of process. You have to obviously do the application, do provide evidence, supporting documents, and then give testimony, which uh, a lot of hinges on that. A lot of the times, if somebody's telling a true story, you can notice that they don't stutter, they're not missing, there's not a lot of holes in the plot, et cetera, right? So especially under pressure when a judge is asking you questions, when the government attorneys asking you questions.
but the difference is there's more benefits to entering this country legally if you're going to wind up getting married with someone and staying here.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me say one of
obviously,
the,
always do things the right way. That's what I say. But if you have done things the wrong way, there might be avenues to fix your situation, depending on.
good. So is the Texas governor under investigation too, or is it just the Florida governor?
I was about to ask that. So did DeSantis pick up a bunch of people from San Antonio and flew them to Florida and then flew them to Martha's Vineyards?
No, I
I
think
thought
he
he
flew
got
him direct. I think he flew him directly over there.
But
They
he got
probably
them from San Antonio. I thought he had flown a bunch of people that were in Florida that had
well,
arrived to Florida.
well, when that happened, it was kind of a weird thing because when it happened, oh, they came from Florida to send them to Martha's Vineyard. I thought it was kind of weird too. I'm going like, they're not a border state, you know.
That's
I
what,
mean,
but I figured maybe they were from, they had like ID or where is it? That some of the islands that people come in and land on the beach in Florida. So I thought that's where these people were from. But
They
then I
were
heard a lot of,
Venezuelan.
and then then I heard there were a lot of Venezuelans. So then I thought, well, did they come in from on a boat? Like that's why I kept thinking I had not heard San Antonio until today.
I didn't get it either when it first came out. I was kind of like wondering, but let me say one of the number one expatriate expatriados, the country with the most expatriados in the whole world, and we've said this before, is Venezuela. That's amazing, amazing, because you would think, one of those Middle Eastern countries over there. No, it's here in Venezuela.
I would
I,
have thought it would have been like Great Britain or Italy or France. Like
why?
people that get tired of being in the United States and then move to another
No,
country.
no, 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 no. Expatriado, again, the doctorate degree not working. Expatriado is someone who leaves their country to go seek asylum,
Oh, yeah,
help.
I know. Oh, I was thinking you were talking about expatriates from the US going somewhere else.
No, 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 no. The
Okay.
number one country with expatriates is Venezuela because they leave. I've run
Yeah.
into several of them in Ecuador, in Colombia, and in Peru. Actually, they want to get out, and it's just such a very very sad situation. And then I thought, well, maybe he sent over some Cubans, not the cigars. Those I love. Cuban cigars are amazing. No, but then I thought that maybe they had sent over some Cubans, but then that didn't make any sense because, again, Carlo, I'm glad you're here because if I'm correct, Cubans have an exception. If they step on the American soil, they could actually just stay here in the United States. Is that correct?
That used to be the case.
Oh, not
Not
anymore.
anymore?
No, that policy wasn't it under Obama. Um, they stopped that policy, but uh,
Obama?
Don't
I
look
have
at
to
me and
check.
smile.
I think it was.
Damn Democrats!
No,
Why don't they like
but
Cubans?
but but it really depends on the relationship that we're having with Cuba at the moment.
Not
Sometimes
good.
we're not going to be deporting people to Cuba, so sometimes it gets stuck in a sort of limbo.
Yeah.
Um,
But it was a lot easier before because they would automatically qualify like for a work permit, and then after some years they become
a-
residents, right?
After a year, yeah,
It's amazing. Yeah, I feel very bad. Again, I've been to Cuba. Have y'all been to Cuba?
I have not.
Let me tell you, beautiful country, pero demasiada pobreza. It's such a sad, sad situation. Muchísima, muchísima pobreza. It's really, really very, 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 very sad, very, very horrible. But it is what it is. Yeah, I didn't know that Obama had done away with that. That's the very sad situation. Let me ask. Someone mentioned that they've seen your Beto posts, Carlo. Were y'all at the Veto event this weekend? You and Maggie?
No, actually, my daughter had a birthday party, so we couldn't go.
I couldn't go. I was shopping for a homecoming dress
But I would
You
have
going?
been there if I hadn't had to be at my daughter's birthday party.
for my kiddo. Hey, so what did they do? How did they get all these immigrants in San Antonio over to Florida? Like how?
It was a whole scheme. They hired somebody to tell the immigrants that they were gonna get a job. Uh, yeah, that's how they lured these people in onto the plane, and then they sent them out. But DeSantis just got a federal lawsuit, a class action lawsuit filed against him.
Yeah, but I mean, you're an attorney. You know that getting getting sued is like a daily practice for a lot of people. It doesn't really mean much unless that there's something behind it. Because let me tell you, I've seen a lot of individuals out there getting sued. I've seen a lot of cease and desist letters coming from attorneys, and they really don't mean anything until you've been finally convicted. No.
Well, yeah, but he's gonna have to deal with this now, and what he did was actually it's serious. I mean, it's human trafficking. So if he doesn't suffer consequences, I guess we don't have a rule of law,
Yeah,
or
but
at
but
least
the difference is that these guys got all the attorneys in the world, and you know how attorneys are. I mean, they have all the attorneys in the world and all the resources in the world. It's not like someone like Maggie or Erasmo getting a cease and desist letter. Because one of us, the difference is that one of us is going to poop in their pants. The other one's just going to go like, let me put this on this stack over here in my collection.
I'm
But
not in my pants anymore.
no, but that then you did
Yeah, back then I was kind of like, oh.
pooped. But and I think it's kind of trippy because my reaction was different to Maggie's reaction, Carlos, because Maggie was like, and I was going, and I got the cease and desist. I go like, "Ah, next,
I
next.
know Carlo knows what we're talking about. I got a cease and desist to get off the Erasmo show from the superintendent of the school district a
Y
year and a
se
half,
cagó toda Maggie.
just a little bit for a little while.
For
And
like
then I was like, I'm
8 months.
yeah,
Yo, I've got to stack this big of cease and desist letters. I'm
yeah,
actually
he's used to it. That was my first and only.
I'm actually probably going to get one from the mayor pretty soon, but that's a story we'll go into in a little bit. But it's going to be interesting. No, but one of the things that a lot of these people have, they have all the resources in the world to protect them, to make things go back and forth, because that's what attorneys do. It's like, and again, one of the other cases that you've lived, Maggie, is like the Minerva Peña bull crap story. She's never going to get off that seat. You know that. You
Yeah,
know,
you were talking about that season. No, wait, no. This morning you were talking about how you were not allowed on campuses.
no,
And
no,
I'm
that's
thinking, neither
that's
is Minerva anymore, and she don't.
Well, that's
No
what
one cares.
Trey Mendez wanted to. Trey Mendez is just such a very, very petty little person. He wanted to throw that out to imply, oh, well, for some reason they didn't want you on campuses. No, you piece of crap. They didn't want me on campuses because of your business partner, Sylvia Atkinson, and Drew Brown, and Priscilla Tipton, and Baltasar Salazar, the same individuals that have been mentioned throughout federal cases in regards to corruption here locally, just like Trey Mendez was mentioned during the Sylvia Atkinson case, just like Adela Garza was mentioned during the Sylvia Atkinson case. So, again, I don't want to go into Trey because we got Carlos here, and I actually wanted to go touch more in regards to policy. But I think one of the biggest concerns, and one of the things that we are going to find out tomorrow, is in regards uh, to what's going on with the PUB. Supposedly tomorrow there's going to be a little bit more clarity in regards to where we're at in regards to this audit. Carlo, what's your take on the city of Brownsville going through high utility prices?
it's I thought the meeting was actually today. I thought I had missed it, but you're saying it's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, PUB tomorrow supposedly is going to have like one of their PUB board meetings. Besides that, the audit committee for PU is going to review the audit that has been produced in regards to Tanasca. They're going to take the first look at it. So hopefully, after tomorrow, supposedly we're going to get a little bit more information. I don't have faith in it. I personally don't have faith in it. I don't have faith in the auditors. I don't have faith in the audit committee. And the reason I don't have faith in the audit committee is because it's still made up of the same people over and over and over again. Nothing changes. So, how do you expect a community to trust the same people that put you in this predicament? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty. It's a scary situation for a lot of people because a lot of people can't be affording all these high utility bills, and they're gonna get their lights cut off. And some people are very proud, and they won't say anything and suffer. I know some people that have gone through those situations, and they
Well,
just sit there in
They
the
won't.
dark for a week or
They won't ask for help.
no.
look, look, and this is my problem, and I don't want to pull y'all into this. Well, Maggie's already in deep, but look, the mayor comes out here and then throws out his utility bills. Oh, look, I'm paying $600 a month. I'm paying 500 over here. I'm going like, yeah, bitch. But you know, you want to compare your bills to the bill of my grandmother that lives over there down southmost and over there by Rivera. That's what you're trying to compare yourself with. You can't compare him, Carlo. I mean, the guy's a millionaire. And that's what shouldn't be saying. The guy's got money. The guy's got more LLCs than I got hernias, and I got a lot of those. He's got more LLCs, than I got gallos on my feet, guys. And it's pathetic. So what he's trying to say is, oh, I'm one of you guys because I'm paying $600 a month. No, you're not. You're not one of us because you have petty cash available to you because every single time that you want to go open a new business or you want a benefit for anyone that you have, all you have to do is go to BCIC because you have an open door out there. We don't. Most people in the city of Brownsville don't. And that's what pisses me off because I don't know who the hell is out there trying to or recommending to him, hey, put up these posts. But I don't know how the hell he thinks that they make him look good.
I'm thinking that he's been posting a lot lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, but remember there was like a little hiatus, and now like he wants to post all this other stuff. I mean, you can't compare. You can't compare Elon Musk paying us $1,000 bill to La Tia acá that's on, her social security check, paying the same amount. You can't compare.
Didn't someone? I didn't really pay attention to when he posted his PUB bill, but I was going through some of the comments. Didn't his amount even go down from 1 month to another? How does that even happen?
Oh, and he doesn't get charged resaca fee or something like that?
Oh, that was somebody else said that too.
And again, probably because he doesn't have a resaca, but no, neither does anybody else in the city of Brownsville. I don't have a damn resaca.
I didn't think you had to live on a resaca to get the resaca fees.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But again, I don't know. And I sort of want to feel sorry for him because for being such an educated individual, I mean, how can you be that dumb? How can you want to compare yourself? You can't compare one thing with the other. Oh, I got to say, look, at the end of the day, I don't know. How much property people owe, but how much property y'all own here in the city of Brownsville. But let me tell you, every time that there's a tax increase, we all suffer. We all suffer. And individuals this coming year, or even this year, because of their appraised values going up so much, they're paying $2,000 to $3,000 more in taxes. Well, now they find themselves paying $200 to $300 more a month in utilities, in light bill. And again, what hasn't gone up is their social security check. It hasn't. If it's gone up 1%, 2%. That's all it's gone up. What hasn't gone up are the salaries for individuals here. We got people still earning $8 to $10 an hour. I mean, we got welders that are earning $15 an hour. Welders. They haven't gone up. And everyone has to pay their taxes. And every single entity out there, except for BISD right now, because they decided to take it back, every single entity out here has raised taxes. County raised taxes. City of Brownsville raised taxes. And BISD is going to have to raise taxes. They're not going to have an option.
Well, they raised taxes for 3 hours.
They raised taxes for 3 hours, came back, and then they said, let's table it for a little bit.
Because why? Because it's an election, or because they realized they own multiple properties and they were going to have to pay more?
Because it was an election time. And the other one, they didn't know what the hell they were saying. Because if you went back to that meeting and you heard little Eddie say, well, it's not really that much and everything. And then everyone's going like, have you looked at the damn bill? But again, you can't do one thing. My concern, Carlo, is when you got multiple properties in an area of the city of Brownsville that you yourself have assigned as historical district, you don't care if your property is valued at $5 million. You don't care that your property went up in value in $5 million and then jumped up another 2-3 million because you've got some Elon money down there. So who cares if it goes up $2 million? You don't pay taxes on them. And that's what makes the difference.
Going back to the PUB bill, didn't the mayor also say that if you have problems paying your bill to contact them to see if they can help you out?
No, what's happened now is, and again, God, I hate. I don't want to say this because it's going to sound like I got the biggest head here in Brownsville, and it's true. I do have it, but let me say, it seems
Mhm.
like I've become the most powerful person in Brownsville. I'm not even joking.
Like this,
Because,
Carlos, like this.
no, because I say something, and like it's like the mayor. I anda como like let me respond. Anything I say or post, the mayor anda like desperate to respond. I
I
mean,
hate to
Maggie,
admit it, but it's true.
it's true.
Yeah.
Maggie, I went what I went and I spoke in front of the city commission. I said, guys, where are the resources? I mean, it's on video. Where are the resources? Yeah, and all of a sudden now he puts up a post a couple of hours ago, like, well, we're getting you resources. So,
Yeah. Okay,
so
now this is what I want to know. Is one of the resources they're giving you a payment plan? So what knucklehead move is this? Like you can't afford to pay your $700 this month, so we'll let you pay 300 now, and next month you pay
a thousand.
yeah, you pay 1,000 next month. But if you can't afford it, then we can put next month's half on the future. So what do they think we're gonna do? Is be able to afford the extra amount we couldn't afford this month? Like, at what point? How do they
Kick,
think we're going to be able to
kick
afford
the
future
can down the
months?
road.
Huh?
Kick the can down the road.
Kick the
I
can down the road. But Carlos, what's the
kick the
solution,
can down the
Carlos?
road. Yeah, but it's such
What,
an idiot. That's such an idiot thought process.
uh,
Sorry, go ahead,
Right.
Carlos,
Erasmo.
what's your solution, Carlos? What do you think we need to do as a city?
Vote these people
Man.
out.
Well, that's one. Uh, but to fix the PUB situation right now, I don't know. I really don't understand actually why there's so much change and discrepancy, and how certain people that paid $100 suddenly paid $1,000. I mean, my bill has gone up some, but not like that, thankfully. Yeah, but I guess I don't have quite the grasp on why this is happening.
Well, I mean, the first thing that we got to do right now is help our people. And look, the disconnection notices are already coming out. I mean, I'm starting to get them right now in regards to the individuals that cannot pay. And I'm very, very proud. Let me say that Susan Rubalcaba has gone out there and said that she's going to help 5 individuals, with their utility bill. And it's very, very, very commendable. Again, part of the problem with the city of Brownsville is we are reactive to
Mm-hmm.
a situation instead of proactive. Let me make mention of this real quick. I don't know if y'all remember, but when we had the freeze,
Mm-hmm.
we had the freeze. We didn't open the shelter till 3 days later.
When
That had
everybody was complaining.
that had no generators. We had no action taken from the city. None, nothing. So what happens is like they said, well, and again, I went out there and I blasted them on it, and then they come out and they say, Carlo, well, it was unexpected. We couldn't prepare for it. I said, bitch, you got to prepare for something. You got to be prepared for something.
Mhm.
We're in an area where we have hurricanes, you know? So what are you prepared for? You've got to be prepared for something. You can't just say no one could expect something like this, because then what are you prepared for? So that shows us that they're prepared for nothing. Now everyone knew that the economy was going to crap because of Biden. Biden has messed up this economy. Y'all know this, and I know y'all say, "Okay, no." Biden has decimated this economy. His
This is
fault.
where we ignore him, but go on.
Okay, okay, he decimated the economy. But my point is, this started as soon as he got into office, when he started to end the pipeline, end the drilling, and put all these people out of work, which is okay. No, not okay. It's horrible. But that's when the problem started, because that's now that the excuse that they're using, Maggie and Carlos, the excuse that Trey is using right now is, well, because of the fuel and the costs and everything, that's why your utility bills are so high. That's what he said. I didn't say it. He's a Biden supporter too, like you all. He's out there now. He's going like, oh no, it's Biden's fault, because it's never Trey Mendez's fault. It's never the city commission's fault. It's never Eddie Trevino's fault. It's never the city commission's fault. It's always somebody else's fault up there that has screwed it up for us. But let's say, ya ni modo, ya estamos en esto. What did you prepare for? ¿Te preparaste para algo? Something? Because what he's going to say is, well, it was unexpected. Like he said, Maggie and Carlo, what he said when you were there, Maggie, when he said with the freeze, who could have expected this? Well, you could have, piece of crap. We live in a place where we get hurricanes. You should have been prepared for something, prepared for nothing. That's
Well,
just so with this situation, shouldn't we have been prepared for something, Maggie and Carlo?
well,
I mean,
it's the same thing the school district does. Is we
Yeah.
sat back. Well, not us, but the superintendent and the school board sat back and watched COVID come in and hit us, and the county sat back, and and Trevino told people, "You want to bitch about it or what?" Like that seems to be the what is it, mo? I can't think of operandi. I can't even think of what it stands
what is
for.
horrendous?
Thank you, modus operandi of how we just react to everything. I know you're intelligent, blah blah. Your brain is big, whatever, whatever. Yeah, but it seems to be like that's how we do things around here. You know what? I'm not gonna come out on the show y luego vas a estar llorando. Cálmate. So anyway, it just seems to be how all our administrators do everything around here. It's all reflectionary. It's all reflex. It's all knee jerk behavior.
But shouldn't we prepare for something, Carlo? Shouldn't we be prepared for something?
I
Why
agree
is
with
it now?
that. Yes.
Why is it now so far ahead in the game that now we're thinking about trying to find you resources? Well, f you. You should have done that before. Why be reactionary? Why not be preventative? Now, in the middle of all this, Carlo, they just finished. They're finishing building the $65 million building. For what? For what?
I saw pictures. Looks nice.
It's beautiful. For what? ¿Para qué? Everything's going electronic. I mean, you're not going to have. Si así, el que tienen ahorita, they have it closed down. It's closed. You can't go in there. So you want another building so that people can't get in there either, and that one either?
So you can give them the same amount of crappy customer service.
But in the middle of an economical crisis for our community, because at the end of the day, let me say, and my problem, Carlo, is that then they go and they say, well, it's other companies like over here and over here. We're the poorest community in the country. We're different. We have no leadership.
Do other communities provide assistance? Because
they're going to have to.
Well, I just saw that like Austin provides a utility bills assistance. Austin has a utility bill discounts.
Well, I heard that Austin doesn't even. I mean, I have people in Austin. They haven't experienced what we're experiencing, Maggie.
I know. I have the same thing. I have friends in Austin who have said, yeah, their bill went up by $35. But even that community is offering them.
That's why that's why I don't understand. That's why I say I don't have a real grasp on like the disparity of the change from 1 month to the next. It was just too much, and it can't just be the fuel cost. I don't think it can, but
it can't. But and part of the problem, Carlos, ya estamos aquí. We're already here. There's no going back. We're never going to see like for my office, I'm paying $500 now in my office, 3 times what I was probably paid at first, 3 times. So I'm never going to see 185 again. Never. I will never see $185 on my bill again. It will always stay at 500 because there's no going back. We're screwed. And everything else stays
I
there.
didn't think we would not go back, but I think we will go back to something less than.
How can we go back, Maggie?
Well, once the gas prices go down.
No, it's not going to happen. It's never happened here before. It's like, again, we didn't start up here. We started over here.
There's no way our community can survive with the AC bills, the electricity bills that are on right now. There's no way.
They've already
No.
said, Maggie. They've already said that this is yeah. It's going to be this way for years now.
It can't be. I hadn't thought that it was going to be like this forever.
You,
I figured eventually the price of gas would go down.
it's not the price of gas that's
Well,
doing
I
this
know
to
that. Well, that's what they told us. That was it because the kilowatts price is low. Carlos is like, what does this have to do with why I'm here on this show?
us. No, he's very opinionated.
Well, I didn't get invited here to talk about the price of natural gas.
Well, Carlos, do you think it's going to go down?
Well, I had thought it would. I mean, I thought it was kind of like there's a glitch and we're fixing it, so we're gonna go back because we definitely can't survive. I mean, Brownsville can't survive like this. It's gonna be a disaster.
Hmm.
Well, first of all, I don't think it's going to go down. I think we're screwed and it's going to stay the same because the same thing happened with Tenasca. When they increased the rates by 36% for Tenasca, and then all of a sudden Tenasca's gone. And, they didn't lower the rates.
But
They
that was
didn't,
something else. That was a decision they made. That was a vote they did to bring in another company. Like right now, we're saying it. We're based like the price of gasoline for cars.
but they're
It
not
went
bringing
up,
another,
but then it'll go down. It's never going to go down to $1.89
but
ever
they're
again.
never, but they're never going to, they're not bringing another company. My concern is it
That
went up 36%. It stayed here. And
yeah,
now these are the rates that we're paying up here. They haven't gone down. Our bill hasn't gone substantially down. It hasn't. And that's what's unfortunate because, again, the mayor doesn't get it. The mayor can afford to pay that bill.
yeah,
75% of the people of Brownsville cannot.
not. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna. I think it'll go down, not down to what we were paying
I
before
mean,
all this.
if the leadership is smart, they can't let that happen. That's why I say that I believe it's going to go down because you can't have that situation. It would be,
Detrimental to our
I mean,
community.
yeah, if you're in charge and that happens under your watch, I mean,
They don't care. They don't care. I mean,
They
we
will
already,
when it's time to vote them out.
yeah, but by then, Maggie, this is what happens with the people of Brownsville. People of Brownsville, all of a
Forget.
sudden, they forget.
Yeah.
So we done. And look, we literally we have in the city commission the same individuals that put us in this spot. Look, this community awarded Eddie Trevino, who is county judge, who was the godfather of Tenasca. They made him county judge, and a lot of people are still going to vote for him in his reelection bid, despite the fact that he went out there and said, "Do you want help or do you want a bitch?" That's the one you were talking about, Maggie.
Yes.
You know,
Plus, he sent out a very nice calendar.
I didn't get one
My mom and dad got one, and I got one.
because you're a liberal.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Not a liberal, but yeah.
Mayor Mendez has more LLCs than Minerva Peña has chins.
Sorry, I
That's a
didn't
good
mean to laugh like that.
He is panic mode, over posting his mamadas. Yes.
Hmm.
Maybe Trey hired Brian Martinez from Royd for a consultation fee on how to market himself. The mayor needs to go get charged for sewers fees. His office sits on a big one. Erasmo BID only took the tax back because it's an election cycle. I think so too. But it is the incumbents. But if the incumbents win, Denise Garza, Priscilla Tipton, and Drew Brown win, they surely will increase the taxes
Yeah.
without a doubt. Into yourself much, a lot.
A lot. Keith, I don't know. Keith must be brand new here if he doesn't realize it.
He's been on for years, pero como
Or,
parece nuevo.
or maybe you're just bringing it up, right? Yeah, making a
Trey,
comment about it.
Trey became the mayor, then a millionaire. Good job, Brazo. Bola de pen. PUB, please. Everything they are saying is puro papa. I'm gonna say it's puro caca, but yeah. They are simply simple solutions. They just refuse. They do refuse, and this is what I mean, Alberto. Denise is a puppet. Not sure about Roca, but get rid of Drew. Get rid of all of them.
So who posted today? Who's backing up Cowan?
A little Eddie and Priest Roca Tipton. Where's the $1 million Tenasca power plant deal and rates were still high back then? Where's the promised audit? Hopefully this week. Jessica suggested get rid of some extra fees. Someone else suggested using some of the 29 million national reserves. 135 million.
Not 29.
135. My issue again, show us where the money's at. You know, show us what you did with 135 million. Look, I know that they use that big old chunk to pay for that new building that they have. Okay, 65 million. Where are the other 65 million? Where? Just show us what you did with the money. But now they're saying that they used that money to subsidize the payments of a lot of individuals here in the city of Brownsville so they wouldn't pay so much. They said that. Maggie, you saw that, didn't you?
No.
Well, they said that. They said that they used the national money. Why is that just coming out now?
And when was it used?
Huh?
When was it used?
It was used these past years to subsidize the amount that people were paying for their bills, and because now the money's all gone, then now the money's rates coming back up. It's one of the other excuses that they brought up all of a sudden that they pulled from their ass. Which one is it?
It's a multitude of things.
And don't forget, Mayra Flores sending a letter to PUB fighting for the people.
Jesus Carlos, you had to come in and say something, didn't you?
That
He's about to flip use a gasket. Get ready.
that
Back off.
was probably the biggest publicity stunt I've ever seen. And again,
Yeah.
yes, she's doing something, but with what result? What intent? I did not care for it. I think it was lame. It was not going to do anything for anyone except probably Mayra Flores. Or what is your take, Carlo? I think you might be a little bit opinionated on this
She,
one.
she did get people to say, hey, she's doing something. I'm gonna vote for her. I did see those comments, so it did work. Um, she accomplished what she wanted to accomplish.
But how does that help us, Carlo?
It
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't help us at all.
That's what pisses me off. I'm glad she did something, I'm glad she brought some attention to it. What I hate is the image that you want to portray, like, I'm the savior of Brownsville. Where were you all this time that we've been fighting this? If you were so concerned about the people of Brownsville, where were you? But my other take, and again, goes against y'all's candidate. Where's Chente? Pues no que estaba con la gente. Say something. And I communicated with a lot of Chente's people.
But
I
this
said,
isn't his district yet, is it?
but he's fighting for this district. He wants this district. Fight for your people that you're going to represent. And look, I had a conversation with some of his people, and I said, guys, it's a missed opportunity. He should have come out and said something too. Like, I'm not speaking as a candidate. I'm speaking as someone who is concerned about the people in Brownsville. We need to do something. PUB, do something. He said nothing. Nothing. La Mantequilla hasn't said anything.
But she's showing up to school board meetings.
But she said nothing. And the number one issue for the people of Brownsville right now is the utilities.
Yeah.
And look, I'll concede, it's not even border security. It's not God, family, and country. People of Brownsville just want answers as to what's going to happen to their local economy. They want to know how they're going to put an extra plate of food on the table, how they're going to pay for their insulin.
Yeah.
But it's systematic, guys. It's systematic to this corrupt political machine that exists here because we have no economic development. And whilst we have no economic development, we're not going to have job growth. We're not going to have households that, all of a sudden were in the lower socioeconomic status. And then all of a sudden they jump into the middle class. It's not going to
Mhm.
happen.
Dude, you're behind on the comments.
Ash, ash, ash. The customer assistance discount program is available across Travis County and the service area. If it is Austin Energy's most widely used assistance program, it is offered for customers and families who are already receiving benefits of the state of Texas. That's a lot to say. Uh, David Arispe, Presidio Educativo tiene la misma escuela de Sylvia Atkins and De La Garza. Just listen to the FBI tapes from Sylvia Atkins' federal indictments. Yes, I know people who are getting help paying 1,500 rent and also utilities who are working but lying about finances.
Hmm.
Not claiming all the income they get. Go. Welcome
All
to
right, you
Brownsville.
got to go stand in front of their building and protest. I am going to go out there and I am going to go speak at the meeting tomorrow. I was debating not to go, but I am going to go because people are expecting me to go. But I'm literally at that point where I'm done. This election is cycle is going to be very telling for Erasmo Castro. And then the last race that I'm running, and I'm out. I'll let Carlo and Maggie do the shows from now on.
Uh-uh.
And
Carlos, what the hell? I just showed up this one time.
roll
It's all
back
right.
to
It's all right.
pre-Tenasca. Yeah, roll back to pre-Tenasca now. Retract the increases made effective June 1st. Remove extra fees effective June 1st. Suspend City of Brownsville revenue payments until all of these outrageous gas prices subsidized people are more important than money. Maggie, that's exactly what I've been saying the first part, not the part. Susan is on point.
Susan
They,
needs to be on the show.
they raised our taxes by 36%. Bring them back down.
Yeah.
That should have been the first step. I agree with Susan 1,000,000%. Should have been the first step.
Come back on the show, Susan. You've got answers for him when he asks questions.
Tomorrow. Well, I see Susan. She could be on tomorrow. David Arispe. Poor lives matter.
Yeah.
So, are we to the part of the show where Erasmo starts screaming and calling all Democrats are the devil, blaming them for all? Yes!
Yes.
Mm.
Thanks, Clayton, for bringing it up.
Satan?
Ándale.
Vito equals Biden. Vito. Hey, Carlos, do you think Beto has a chance of being Abbott for governor?
Of course.
No way in hell. Eddie Trevino was on the PUB board. Didn't he cause all this mess with ex-mayor Tony Martinez? Yes. Demand change. We're trying. District is more reactive than the city that will cost the citizens millions, worthless, 100%. It's dumb. Ask Biden under investigation for shipping out illegals over the last year and a half. No.
I haven't heard of that.
Well, that didn't happen. So I guess not. He's not under investigation.
They're using the Tenasca money to build a new PUB. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
PUB gives you hand fans. Yes.
So when your AC is out, you can fan yourself.
That was a really dumb move.
Dumb marketing move. Damn you, Brian Martinez. Do school board members get paid? No,
No.
they do not.
Well, technically, they're not supposed to.
They dip it to the better, but PUB told me the price went up because of gas. They lied. Can we take them to court? Carlo, can we do a class action lawsuit against PUB?
I we talked about this before, and was it with you? I discussed this with somebody, but since it's owned by the people, by the citizens, I don't know. I'd have to look into it a little bit more.
Yeah, we're screwed. The only thing we can do is vote all these people out. Every single incumbent.
I said that first.
I've been saying it for 10 years.
Go on.
Yes, Maggie. Like the Super Two, he has two deputies, but he still needs to gather a group as his roundtable to help him figure out how to handle upcoming calendar events. This is my other concern, and thank you, so mine. My other concern, Carlo, is that all of a sudden, we get these same people, la misma gente, because the same people that are on PUB board are the same people that put us in the Tenasca mess, are the same people that were working with Tony Martinez, are the same people that were at the GBEC, are the same people that were BCIC board. Now, a lot of the people that were on PUB board are sitting on the city commission and vice versa. So this is my issue. We got the same individuals who put us in this mess still making decisions, but now they hire consultants and pay them $1, $2 million in order to consult and ultimately not take their advice. So it's like we're getting screwed by the committees and the boards and all these same people, but we're also getting screwed by the consultants.
And don't forget, some of these people also gave themselves pay raises.
And they gave them pay raises. So it's like this vicious cycle, un círculo vicioso. It's the same people, and then they hire more people to come in, so they dish out more money that could have been used for the resources here. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, instead of offering $100 million in resources, $135 million in resources, we're offering one because they already ate it all. Maggie, this is a planned attack on the poor. The poor won't be able to afford the cost of inflation. The poor will lose their homes. The rich downtown kings will have the money to buy them cheap.
I didn't used to believe in all these plans like this, but I'm starting to. No lo
Like,
dudo.
increíble. Let's finish it. Maggie, I look at the rates approved meeting. The SACA fee, water and wastewater will be increased over the course of the next 5 years. This is only the beginning. And I agree with Susan. We're screwed.
That the prices were not going to go down. We're going to keep going up.
They've already voted on it.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Well, that's not going to be good.
For no one. Now, your Democrats have screwed up the American economy, and we will be in the high inflation and high energy costs for at least the next 2 to 3 years. Historically, all recessions last 3 to 5 years.
But we're not in a recession.
We're definitely in a recession.
Well, technically, we're not.
It's a play in words.
Oh, I know. But technically, we're not.
Communities are suffering.
Yeah, I know. Especially us.
Yeah. And again, I hate, Carlo, I hate when they go out there and try to compare our utilities and our situation with everybody else's out there. You can't compare. We're the poorest community in the country. You can't compare. Even Fitch gave it a negative rating for Tenasca Power Plant. Yes. Hey, HV already stuck her hand in the cookie jar and see people are still paying. So why bring it down? It's not going to go down.
They have already.
Yeah, they've already. It's not going to go down. How the hell? Who the hell owns PUB? The citizens of Brownsville? If not, how are those people pocketing money? Contracts, buildings, glass, property, anything. Hey, Treviño is a rata. Yeah. Eddie needs to go. Yeah. That's why, Carlo, the people of Brownsville need brave lawyers willing to stand up at any of the many injustices we're all experiencing. Yes.
Well,
And look, one of the things, Trey Mendes came out yesterday and goes, "Oh, Erasmo, I'm going to file charges against you for slander and libel." And, what really amazes me is he knows very, very well that he is holding a higher threshold than anybody else because of his status as a politician, the mayor of the city of Brownsville. He knows better. My issue is, why waste our time? Why waste the community's time on something that's not going to happen? Why don't you start producing answers, solutions to this mess that you all got us in? They got
Yes.
us in this mess. They placed us here. Find the answers. And they may say, well, Tanasca wasn't under our administration. What about the economic development that we were promised? Where? Where is it? Where? Ratas inmundas. PUB son ratas. Did you see my post, Quesito? 900 due when just paid over 1,400 yesterday.
Yikes.
It's horrible,
Wow.
Brenda.
How's
I
that
haven't,
possible?
it's horrible. I mean, we all saw Kraken's bill from 300 to 1,700.
That just doesn't make sense.
It,
Mm-mm.
we don't have a workforce. We're short 5 million workers in this country. Why can't we put those immigrants to work and produce and get us out of? Oh, Mateo was asking about a work permit program. Do you see any on in the horizon, Carlo?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Not even
Yeah.
close.
Ándale,
No.
comments.
Commissioner Trisha Troy is upset because a channel news asked her to show her utility bill. Just get out of office. If you can't answer the questions, you can't be transparent, just get out of office now. Do us all a damn favor. Is there fiduciary fraud within PUB? Why does the Texas attorney and Texas Rangers get involved? Because it's all according to the guidelines that they set. Maida's going to whoop him. Uh, Probably not. Let's
Probably
be
not.
let's be realistic. Ya no,
Oh, Vicente?
yeah.
Oh, don't you think she's gonna? I think she's going to.
You think she's going to beat the Chente?
I'm afraid she is.
Uh, I
Not that I want her to, but I'm afraid she is. And
I would I would bet money that she is not going to be successful.
bet you a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I would not bet money. And again, the issue is the way that it was all redistricted. Democrats are favored to win the congressional seat. Let's finish with the comments. Can say true, 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 true. She just started. Give her a chance. Maida is going a lot of things to help the community.
You see?
No, she's not. No, she's
She does take credit. She does take credit for money that's coming in from bills that she voted against. That she
Yes.
does do.
That's my problem. Look, I want to vote for Maida. I want to support Maida. I want to say Maida's doing great things. Georgina, I would be the first one out here saying all the great things that she's done. She hasn't done anything. She's grandstanded. She is isolated a lot of the individuals that would have probably been here to support her here locally. She has made false assumptions and false statements and made people believe things that are not true.
See, that's where I think she's gonna win.
She did not get the city of Harlingen $5 million. She didn't, but she made it sound like she did.
She voted against all those bills.
She went out there and stated that she was going to do something about PUB. She can't do anything.
Ándale, comments.
My sister has a huge 2-story house in a very nice neighborhood and only a $250 bill in Houston, Texas. Why? I'm going to get my connections and try to get the Herald and the news channel for the meeting. Good. Assistance is only for those who are getting food stamps and have already not for those who are working and barely making do not qualify. La Kayla makes a point, and Brownsville should listen. Y'all need to stand up and protest. That's bullcrap. Yes. Tomorrow, what time? I'll be there at 4:30 to sign up for public comment.
Where?
At the PUB. They're only going to allow 50 people in because now they're concerned about COVID.
At you.
Where's the PUB building?
On the Land Lakes. Kings Highway.
Oh, that's still there? I thought that was closed down.
It is, but that's where they have the meetings.
Okay, got it.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
You gonna be there?
Yeah,
Woo!
I'll be there.
Beto should be asked about PUB at the debate. Hey Ben, go back vote. Get us a freelance reporter that investigates this kind of stuff, and I'll gladly contribute to the cause. A dog for a reporter, there are none. Own the citizen, I wanted my portion. Where's my heck? None. Es que la gente le gusta que los freguen a los pendex. What time is the meeting tomorrow? 5:30. You have to be there 4:30. Technically, we are in a recession. We're in a recession. Immigrants are federal issues, not a state governors. They should. They just started the fight. Essentially, let's not forget the hundreds of thousands of PUB spent in scholarships and travel expenses. It's crazy.
Sponsorship.
Sponsorships, yes. Uh, I feel like the government wants all the stimulus payments they gave us during COVID, raising everything. Biden. Yes, we need lawyers to represent citizens of Brownsville, 100%. Why don't they bring another light company to Brownsville? They should. The only answer is for FBI to enter all of this scared take it away. Yes, 100%. How funny that all these politicians, their bill isn't as high, but it's regular folks are paying 3 times the normal amount. Yes. I'll bet you lunch. I'll bet you lunch that that she's going to win. No, I'll take that bet. Yeah, she's going to lose.
Why didn't you take my bet and you'll take his bet?
I'll take your bet. Well,
Dinner in La Pampa.
You blew me off.
No, I'll take your bet. Dinner.
No, I said a lottery ticket. Go.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah, I'll get you a lottery ticket. Good deal. Question for the lawyer. If you took out a loan that was said loan got bought by another loan, do we still have to pay them without a signed contract with their new loan? Say the answer is yes.
Probably when you signed the original loan, they probably said they can assign the loan to somebody else.
Yes, it is part of the contract. Again, I've seen those where if somebody else assumes, your debt continues.
That's happened to us multiple times. You'll switch out. Lenders will switch out over and over.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. I just pretend to be.
Just read the
That's
contract.
hurry. Those cats are getting ready to start singing. Yeah, they are.
My cats, yes, my cats are already starting to howl.
Carlo, anything else that's going on in the city of Brownsville that we need to address?
I'm sure there's a few things, but not at the moment.
Well, we appreciate you being on, and sorry
Thank you
that
for having me.
it went over an hour. We'll see you tomorrow at the meeting.
Yeah.
I'll be there at 4:30, and then I'll go back to the thrift store to do some shopping and come back at 5:30. I want to make sure that I have one of the 50 seats out there because there's only going to be 50 seats because now they're concerned about COVID. If not, if they don't let us in, we'll meet with the people that are going to be standing out there, probably also on aid, and see what their concerns are. Susan, I think Susan is going to be there. So Susan, we'll see you there at 4:30. We'll have a little chit chat. Maggie, you gonna be out there?
Nope, still having to find a homecoming dress. I had planned on being there.
Well, go there at 4:30. Then we'll go to the thrift store and find a homecoming dress.
Mm-mm. I mean, I'd like to, but tú, la tuya.
Guys, have a great evening. Thank you, Carlo. We'll see
right.
you next week. Guys, stay safe. Guys, buckle up, buckle down, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride for the next 5-6 years, even probably more than that. Guys, see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me.